Hello, did you hit record?
I did.
Oh, wow, we're on top of it today. Look at us. I just have to quickly make sure our live is so I can read it because the screen is so far away. Anyone
Got
who's
Mr. Blindy.
I can't because I hate when it's like a long conversation and then it's like, what are they saying? Because even though we do the podcast, we also are on live on the Goofy Geek page. So I tried
That's
to...
right there. Where are you going?
Right here.
You could have just done that one.
Yes, but see, I magically get this
You
one.
got to turn that on.
Oh. Now I gotta lower it.
He's a newbie.
I'm a newbie.
Hi, friends.
So how was your week?
It was good. I went tubing on Monday. I went kayaking last night.
Oh,
and I went to the beach today.
So basically you lived in water.
I lived in water. And I worked a lot. Which is fine. Make that money. How was your week?
My week?
Tell me the story that you've been dying to tell me.
All right. I know it's a little personal. It might be really boring, but I know you'll get a good laugh, and people who know me personally will get a good laugh. So I was in a small car accident.
Oh, so funny.
So I stopped at a red light, and a nice, sweet little old lady backed up out of a driveway into my car.
Okay.
So I had to pull over, okay? And as I pulled over, she was very nice. She's like, are you okay? And
I hope she's not on the live.
right. Oh no, if she is, she was so funny. I have to tell you. So she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I said, it's okay. And we called the police, just to go through all the just in case type of things. Even though she just bumped me. She really just bumped me, ready? But the best was the second old lady in the passenger seat. Funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Says, don't blame her. She was rushing me to the hospital to have my baby. This lady had to be easily in her 60s/70s, and I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Was she saying it as a joke?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if she was
so
had dementia
sweet.
or something.
She was so sweet. She was so funny. And said, oh, don't blame her. I was rushing to go to the hospital.
Oh, my God.
And then when everything was done, she says, you've been so nice, I'll name my child after you when we go to the hospital.
My God.
I don't know why. All right. Probably no one wanted to hear that story, but they were both the nicest people in the world. And I just, it was a really nice type of moment where I feel like too many other people in the world would be screaming and yelling and freaking out because their car. And I have to be honest, at first I was like, oh, are you for real? And then when I got out and the lady started to be really nice, I kind of was just like, what happens to the best of us? Or why get mad over something that at the end of the day...
it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. But I think the best thing that lady ever... And they both were very funny older ladies, and they kind of kept being very witty with the comments to me over certain things. But and the police officer was funny too. He showed up and we looked, and he's like, okay, you okay, and then he asked the old lady in the car, was just hilarious. Did
she tell him the same story?
Yeah, just kind of was being so silly, and he just had a big smile, and it was nice that. It didn't have to be nasty. I feel like in this world, things get way too nasty.
Especially right now.
Right. Especially the stress of the world. So, yeah, it was a great, really funny moment. And I guess a lot of people are going to be like, it's not really that funny now. But
no, it is kind of funny.
I think you just had to be there. I think it's the fact that she was this sweet, really old lady that clearly is a grandma. And when she whipped that out, it was just a great moment to kind of kick me back of like, okay. It happened.
I'm going to laugh so hard if that was one of my customers. And they come in and they tell the whole story to me again. I'm like, oh my God.
We're like, this guy.
Right.
And the best part was when the police came, when I told the story, I said, well, she backed up and hit me. And she walked over. I was like, oh no. And she's like, no, I hit him. You get all touchy. A little nervous. Yeah. You get nervous because you don't want to, especially when someone's being really nice to you. You don't want to throw the blame. Even though it was her fault, but it was great. Shannon and I kind of had a great laugh because Shannon was with me, and
nobody was hurt.
Yeah, no. Listen, she backed up. She literally bumped us, but you know how it goes. Like a bump can sometimes be a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought she was going to be like, oh, I hit the wrong, because she would look like that age where, you know how my dad's done is like hit the wrong pedal, like hit the gas instead of the brake.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm sure everyone got sick of that little story. But
Yeah, all of our friends left. We're down to 3. We had 12.
That's how it goes. What are you talking about? As soon as I say one thing, it's like, nope, don't care. No, but so you watched it again, right? Did you watch it?
I didn't have time to watch it.
You didn't
again.
want to watch it? I watched it. Oh my gosh. So we watched the 6th Harry Potter, which is the Half-Blood Prince.
This is the one that leads up to...
Like, this is the big...
Yeah,
this is the big...
the last big thing before the finale.
This is it. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say, because all I'm going to say is, this is amazing how much I thought I knew. I feel like I say this every time, and if everyone wants to throw me under the bus, like, dude, he says the same thing all the time. Yes, I do. Because I really, when I sat down, I'm like, okay, it's a 6th movie. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen. I was watching it going, okay, when was this supposed to happen? Like, you know, I was convinced certain things were like, again, oh, whoa. What is happening here? This can't happen before we do this. And then this happened, and it was like, I don't know. It's just amazing. I think it's the fact that it's so much information that when you first go to watch, you think you got everything, and you only have one, like, 0.1 information of the actual movie. And then when you watch it, see, it's so different for me, because every time I've watched it as a fan. This time I've watched it like, okay, I'm going to be talking about it. So I really have to be on top of my game here, because clearly I'm going to have no clue. Like, people are going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about certain things. And I just, again, I always look positive for the positive thing. Like, right away. I don't know about you, but you got to love the whole Hermione and Ron thing. It was like, finally... I don't want to jump too far into the story, but it was like, thank the gods.
Right.
Because you already had touched it in the last episode. And even though it's still not official, but it's way more, like, we're stepping in it a little more, which we know it's going to really get further in the next 2.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sorry, guys, but if you haven't seen it by now, you're not going to watch it.
Just like we haven't read the books.
Right.
By the way, I went to Target.
Oh, my God.
Can I just tell you how many Harry Potter books are still on the shelves? And I found this...
Well, because the new generations are getting into it.
But ready for this? I found a new book. It was the second movie, which was the... it was the Sorcerer's Stone, which was the first movie. It's a pop-up book. It was a book, and then as you went through it, it had pop-up scene, like, different scenes in it.
Did you buy it?
No, I didn't buy it.
Did you read it?
No, I
Did you read it in the store and then put it back?
No, but...
Do you think people do that?
What?
Read a book and then put it back?
I do believe in Barnes & Nobles they do that. You ever notice that? You go to Barnes & Noble, everyone's sitting down?
That's true.
Everyone's sitting down.
But I mean, like at a Walmart or a Target or something?
No, I don't think... Or that type of book?
Or like a magazine?
Yeah,
definitely
sure.
magazines.
Yeah, a magazine you could flip through quick. But, again, same thing. In Michael's, saw the same thing. Found the making of Harry Potter. And I realized... I know I talked about this last episode. People are like, yeah, we know. But it's amazing once you open your eyes, because I always feel like this way. Like when you ever buy a new car.
Oh, yeah, and that's all you see.
Everyone has, like, you're like,
right.
I thought I was the first person to have a Toyota or whatever kind of car. And then everybody, I have the brand new electric blue. And then you drive down the street, everyone has it.
Yeah.
And you're like, where did that come from? Like
Alan said that he had the only army green... some type of truck, a Toyota something.
Now, like I feel like,
and then everyone has them. He's like the only one on the East Coast when he bought it.
Right.
And then like a week later, like everyone else has it.
I know. It's, and I feel like now, I walk down the toy aisle and I'll see more. I see more Harry Potter Legos now, and I'll go, wait a minute, how long has this movie been out? And now we still have Legos out. But
we should do a podcast of us just building it.
Podcast, they couldn't even see us.
Well,
we can hear us click.
You can hear the click, the ASMR.
Oh no!
And now we're putting these two pieces together.
Let me just tell you.
We'll go live and do one.
Just for the record, I don't ever want to put Legos together. I don't have Shannon.
You don't
is
like Legos?
Amazing at putting Legos together.
I love Legos.
Oh, I can't.
But I have to be in the mood for it.
I am.
If I'm not in the mood, then I'm not getting
no
it done.
patience for that.
It's like puzzles. I love
because
puzzles.
you know what my problem is? I overthink it too much. Like I'll go, is this the piece? And I'll have it, and I'll look at the picture like 6 times. I'll be like, is there any other pieces that look like this? Is this like? It's way too hard. I think I'm too dumb for Legos. Like I actually feel that way. Or I'm too smart. It's
I don't think it's that. I think it's just like I don't want to have to rebuild this.
That is the worst thing in the world is when you put it all together and you realize you put the wrong things and then trying to separate some of those things. Yeah. No, you can't pay me enough. No.
The people who make those big sculptures out of them.
Oh no, those are gods.
That's crazy.
I don't know how they do it. It has to be, again, all computerized or something. They're just geniuses. I can't do that stuff because it's the wrong brick, and then I have to unbrick like 50 layers.
Unbrick it.
Well, what would you call it? Unbuild it? No, what would you call it? Destroy it? No. You can't
take it apart?
Take it apart? You don't want to go that way. I'm trying to glance.
I guess you're right.
If you want to talk that way. I was trying to soup up my words. All right, so let's get back to the movie here.
Okay.
Can we just say how annoying that girl is with Ron?
Oh, what's her name? Lavender or something?
No, yeah. Oh, no. No, I don't think I could have handled Ron that.
Well, even Hermione likes him, but Hermione was like, "Woo, finally!"
I love it. Yeah, and the bed scene when she basically. I love how all the adults. Did you watch because again, I watch all the background. All the adults just stand there and watch how Hermione basically tells this girl she's an idiot and get out. Yeah. And they're like, "Yep, okay." Ending on that note, like. Mm-hmm. Let's get out of here. But no one leaves until after the whole good thrashing's done. Like, they all wanted to be there for the gossip.
Right. Well, yeah, there's nothing else going on.
Guess not.
Tom's back. That's it. Woo! Teenage drama. Let's get into it.
I just like how the best is. And I don't know. See, I'm going to talk as a boy. You can talk as a girl here. I just love when the two boys are laying in their beds and it's, yeah, Hermione does have nice skin. And then Harry's like, I haven't really noticed. I guess it's nice skin. And I'm like, really? That's what you're talking about? Nice skin, not hair, not eyes. You're like, nice skin.
Yeah, well, I get that a lot. I have really nice skin. I'm like, thank you. I grew it myself. like, what do you say to that?
I don't know. Well, at least nice.
Like, I wash my face. Thank you.
But I don't know. That's the same thing as nice eyes and nice, like, right. I don't know. When you say nice eyes.
Oh, I like that name. Thanks, it was a birthday gift.
Right, yeah, I know. I always like that. No, I always love when people say, and I understand sometimes, like, people go, oh, your name's Niles. That's an interesting name. How you got that? My mom gave it to me. Like right. I don't have a history. I know what they're looking for. They're looking for, is your dad Niles? Is your, uncle, or, you named after someone famous? And I'm like, no.
I'm named after myself.
Like, my mom just really liked that name, and I was like, but I don't know. This movie was funny to me because I really got to see you really get to see high school, like, drama a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just so goofy around the girls. Ron finally has that moment, I guess, in high school we all wish, where everyone, like, you're the football star, like, you have that moment of, like, how good you are, and you beat the Slick Rick, where in the other movie, in the movie before, which I clearly picked up on, in the movie before, he loses out to the Russian boy, where the Russian boy is the greatest wizard, and he's Ron's clearly a nobody. Mm-hmm. And this one, he beats the Slick Rick, if you will, guy. And I was like, oh, that's a nice thing. You notice we didn't talk about aunts and uncles. We didn't have any funny moments in this at all, because it starts right away in the diner. So we never have that Dudley moment or anything like that.
Yeah. And I don't think we see them anymore.
Yeah,
after this, I could be lying, but I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure we don't see him anymore.
I don't think so, because I actually found this out from a friend who is a true Harry Potter fan. which I always feel like bad that I'm doing this and not him because he's way more into this than I am. But I like the fact that he said that we don't see him because he basically tells them he doesn't go back because he knows after they were attacked in the Mogul world that that was the object of the beginning of this movie. When you see all them attacking all the bridges and all the people in the Muggle world, in our world, is that no one's safe. So Harry actually lands up telling them to move away, and they land up moving out, and supposedly he says, and I assume this is the books, like because he was kind of talking to me for a while about it, so I unfortunately don't remember exactly. I didn't stroll back to remember but he basically says that that the aunt lands up never talking to him again because she actually really did care about him, about Harry, and it's the uncle that hated him really to heart.
Really?
And that Dudley and him become later on even more cordial to each other to a point that they see each other. I believe he said Christmas card friends.
Yeah.
Where you kind of see each other once a year. I don't know if that's a British thing or I don't know, but that's what he says. Christmas card friend, where you stay cordial and you see each other once a year and you kind of go, you know, this is your cousin, and you kind of then you don't see each other for the rest of the year. And I was like, wow, I know we're not the end, but we're close enough that I can throw that in. When he told me that, I was like, oh, that's really cool. He's like, yeah, there's a lot of like backstories that, you know, you don't get from the movies.
Yeah.
So I assume it's from the book or from another book or something. Because
I know there's. Oh, I also read something today that Daniel Radcliffe wants to do a remake of Harry Potter, like not The Boy Who Lived, but like he wants to do it again.
You mean you mean as an adult, like do another like
a reboot?
Like I can't do a reboot. Like, but maybe start as an adult, maybe like Voldemort comes back one more time and like that type of thing. Or does he want to do as a reboot as he's James and not Harry, like that type of thing, like restart Harry Potter over again with a new cast, but it'd be the same story though.
I only read the title. I can pull it up and I can read it to you.
The moment when I
I forgot that I didn't read it. You know how many
times you do that to me, and you're like, "Oh, I'll let you take your time." That is so great.
I only read the title. I'm not gonna lie, but it said the reboot.
I would imagine he would. I wouldn't think he would want to reboot it. Actually, I watched an interview with him talking about how hard it is, and this is stuff that we forget about. Because I watched another actor talked about this, Tom Hanks. But he was talking about how many kids see him, and the parents freak out, like, "Oh my gosh, this is Harry Potter," and they're like, and of course he grows a beard, like he says he likes to grow a beard, or he has stubbles on his face, and they look at him and they go, "No," like because he doesn't look like a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever,
Well, that's why a lot of Disney or Nickelodeon childhood stars like quote unquote get into trouble because they don't want to be remembered as the sweet little kid from Disney, for the rest of their lives. Like Miley Cyrus did that. She does these extreme things so that she's not remembered as Hannah Montana. And like,
I think that's hard for everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's hard as us as human beings, because I feel like when you grow up in a neighborhood, or at least I'm going to say for me at least, I would imagine everyone else, because I'm blanking everyone, unfortunately. I know there's going to be probably people who are going to argue about this. But I grew up in the same neighborhood, the same thing. And when you see certain people, it's like, you're you. Mm-hmm. They see you when you're 5. They see you when you're 10. They see you when you're 15.
Right.
And you're you. You're this, you're the Perry boy, you're the, you're Bob and Georgette's son, and then you become an adult, and then you still have those older generations that will keep looking at you and go, you're this, and you're like, no, I'm 20 some odd years old, like I'm this, like I'm not this guy. I mean, I feel like sometimes that reputation will kind of blanket you, like all the time. Like I still feel that way. I'm 45 and I still feel that way, because I'll see people that I know, like parents, like parents that I've known their kids
Yeah.
forever. We're 45, and it's always like, oh, you automatically feel like you're 10 or 15 around
Right.
them, even though you're as an adult as everyone else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a weird, and I think that's what I kind of sit back about these movies, which really kind of makes you go, wait, huh? Is the outlook of everything, of like these boys are growing up or these children are growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there's hints throughout the movie where you can hear, oh, hey, I forgot, like, great Dumbledore. There's a great moment. It's like, oh, Harry, I see you need to shave. Like, it's the acknowledgement of, like, Harry, I forgot you're not 11 anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's, again, I've said this, stupid, I know it's a replay, but I feel like it's those small details in the movie that makes this movie, even down to the Snape, down to painting everything, and you're going, oh, really? Like Malfoy, like this, like the unbreakable seal, and you're like, okay, I get it. And then, I mean, I was talking about how I messed up on a scene. My mess up was when they're on the clock tower and he's talking to Snape. And I'm like, wait a minute, this can't happen now. Wait a minute. We're supposed to go to some cavern. You're supposed to drink water. Like, I remember that scene, and I was like, wait a minute, this can't happen now. And right away in my head, I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, did I get the wrong disc? Did I have, like, is this a different, like, I automatically forgot that there was a whole scene before that, because now seeing that scene becomes more meaningful. But the first time I watched it, it was like, okay, yeah, they're talking. I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then when the other scene, and then we go back to that scene, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I get this. Like, oh, I don't know. It's the fact that, I've said this, I feel like a broken record, but it's that fact is that when you watch this movie the first time, I always feel like you're at A. You only see A. And
you see like the plot,
right?
Almost.
You just see A. That's all
and then
you see.
Then you look for like the background and like
right, and then all of a sudden you watch
the
it
hidden
next time.
things,
right? And then I mean, even down to how, like, my heart. I actually felt bad for Malfoy. That's God honest truth, because in the beginning he is such a great badass right now. Like, even to the point when he throws Harry on the train, kicks him in his face. I'm like, oh, what a jerk. Like, this guy's got it. And then recovers him and have fun back to London. Like, like, basically, I've screwed you. You tried to, pull a fast one on me, and I knew you were there. I thought it was brilliant. I love that moment. But then by the end, I kind of felt bad for him, because he really wasn't as badass as he stood there with his wand shaking, and you knew what he had to do, but you knew he wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
And there were certain things, like, I noticed, like, we noticed that, like, his hand is cursed, like, right in the very beginning, and it's all black, Dumbledore's hand. And then there's one point where you can actually see it's all pitch black. Like, I was like, okay, now they have like a glove on, or they painted his arm, because now it's all pitch black. And it was all those little things where I hadn't noticed, and I was just like, whoa, wait a minute here. Like, again, I think these movies are type of movies you have to watch more than one time. There's no way you can. This is one of those moments where I feel like if you watch it one time, you're not even doing justice.
Yeah.
Because whatever you're getting, you're not getting.
Yeah.
Yes, like, it's so deeper. And that's what makes these movies amazing. Truly amazing in my mind. And I'm sure people keep saying the books are better. I'm like, how much better are these books? I mean, how deep are these? Because I watch the movies, and there's onion. We talk about the onion, like the layers. The books probably have 5 times as, like, that probably peels off 100 more times layers.
Yeah. It goes into detail or like background even that you don't get in the movie, or you can't see in the movie.
Right.
Because they just can't put that in there.
Right. And there's so much of stuff that you just, I don't know. Like, I wanted for some reason, when I first watched this movie, I thought I had more hatred coming out of this movie the first time. Like I hated A, I hated B, I hated C. Like oh God, Snape, how could you? Like what, whatever. And then this watching the second time around, I just realized even when Dumbledore's like, you really did a crappy job trying to, like, if you're really trying to kill me, you're doing the worst job in the world. Like, you don't really want to do this. And I got to see it. I kept thinking it was like, wow, he's just, he's lucking out. Mm-hmm. But in reality, I think he tried to do every chance he could. It was one of those moments where he almost like made himself fail.
Yeah.
Malfoy. And I don't know. I felt bad for him. I did. I at the end, I just didn't. I thought the bad guy who was going to be this absolute, in my eyes, in Harry Potter, I just thought this was going to be the biggest bad guy or the next bad guy. Because I always felt like Voldemort something was going to happen to him, and then the Malfoy was going to take over when he grew up, like the next big guy.
Well, in the next couple movies, I know, like, we shouldn't talk about them now, but you can see that he's back down. Like, he's not that mean kid anymore.
No.
Like, after this incident, like, he backs down a lot.
Oh, we can talk about it, because this is in the movie where he lands up, the moment where he tosses him, like, basically, Malfoy's supposed to kill Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And it lands up being Snape.
Yeah.
And there's so much stuff. Obviously, we've seen 7, part 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. So there's always a piece of you going, oh, I see this, I see this, I see that. But I was trying to watch it like, okay, watch this, pay attention to this. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of things you just go, okay. Again, you just want to hate these people. Mm-hmm. But at the end, I found I didn't hate him. I just didn't hate him. Malfoy I felt bad for. Mm-hmm. I felt bad for Snape.
Yeah. Well, at first when he does kill him, and then you get like the background of why he killed him, like then you kind of like understand. But like, I don't know, like I was mad at him at first for killing to him, and then I was like, oh, I can see why you stepped in and did that.
Right. Well, because that was the unbreakable bond, and it would kill him, and if it didn't. Yeah. So it was kind of like that moment of, okay, this is what's happening. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do? Type of situation. My view of the whole thing. I mean, I think the hardest thing, again, this is where I think I really have to tip my hat on what kind of boy that J.K. Rowling lands up making Harry. I mean, just the fact that they go into that tavern to find another was it Horcrux, right? I know.
You say it differently, and then I can't say it. I don't know. Somebody tell us. And Shannon, come on, you gotta be on the ball.
She doesn't watch this. They go into that whole like cavern in the with the water and the stuff, and they get the boat, and he has to drink the water, and he's like, Harry, you gotta make sure I keep drinking this. Yeah. I thought that was rough. I was just like, oh
yeah.
And he's like, please sir, and he's still polite. He's still like, I'm like, how? I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those moments where you just go, that just shows you what's going on. I don't know. For me, it just really shows the whole, like, Harry really has to be so committed because he's seeing the person who's basically he's been father figure or some type of figure to him basically go through hell drinking this stuff.
Yeah.
That's does not even look. I was like, yeah, no. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to tell you, after he did the liquid, because this is what I was thinking, that liquid death. Remember when he tried to, they made it? When he went to go, he's like, I need water. And he goes to go take it out of the pond or whatever it is. I'm like, nope, it's too black. My luck would be liquid death. It would kill me. Right. Because it just didn't look, I was just like, nope. I'd be like, no water here. Sorry, buddy. You gotta wait till we get home. Right. He's like that 5-year-old that you have as a kid.
Drink your spit.
Wait, drink your spit.
My cousin used to tell me that. I was like, oh, I'm thirsty. She's like, drink a spit.
Yep. I know someone used to say that too.
Yikes.
But I don't know. This movie is again, we're getting darker because that's every movie's gotten darker.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice in the beginning, like I told you, like each opening with the Warner Bros. It got darker and darker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah, I did notice that. I noticed that, and
Voldemort's attire is getting darker too.
Well, he wasn't officially in this movie. Yeah, he wasn't in this movie at all.
Okay, well.
Well, okay, what do you have for notes? Because you wrote a lot.
These aren't notes. These are just fun facts about Harry Potter.
These are just fun facts?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did notes and fun facts. All right,
no,
just tell me some fun facts.
This one's kind of like like of course it is, like Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling have the same birthday. Like of course she's got to throw that in there. Every author's like main character gotta have something to me.
But I do know one fact though. I know she was very adamant that it had to be Harry Potter and
really,
like it had to be like it wasn't going to be a like a main like a I don't know like a storyline title. It had to be Harry Potter and she fought very hard for that.
Really.
And that's why everything's Harry Potter and, which I thought that was she's like, you just took one of my fun facts.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I didn't know that. Rowling jotted down the Hogwarts houses' names on an airplane on the puke bag. Like she came up with all of them on the airplane. And what I'm on.
Well, I don't think, the one thing that's nice about that is that I didn't really feel like the names were like long shots. Like everything was pretty,
no, it makes sense for you.
It makes pretty, like, except Hufflepuff. I think that was the one that I thought was the really, because it was just like, it's a badger, isn't it? Wasn't it a badger?
I don't know.
Isn't the animal, like, it's like the other thing, it's snake, it's the griffin, it's a raven. No, Ravenclaw, like, and then the last one, I was like, a badger? That was the one, I was like, okay, that threw me off. But I was like, you did 3 already right to the animal, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really think about it that way. I thought it more as, like, personality-wise.
That's probably deeper, too. I mean, that's the other thing. Don't forget, each witch/wizard was the greatest. Those 4 were the greatest. Yeah. So they each had something that made them great.
Yeah.
But each one is connected to an animal. The last one is the only one that throws me off.
I didn't know that.
I think it's a badger. I know some. Where's
Somebody
everybody?
tell us.
Somebody usually is telling
Shannon,
us.
come on.
I tell you, she doesn't watch. She's smart. She just.
Well, okay, we're talking about her favorite movie. Let's go.
Favorite movie. We watched it the second time. She's like, this is the second time I've watched this movie.
Oh, I thought she loved this movie.
No, she likes the first, I believe the first one and the second.
She'll watch those any day. Like, the rest of the movie.
But the rest, she doesn't.
Screw it.
Like, I can't do that, man. I get too invested. I'm like, I can't wait. I'm over here foaming at the mouth. Like, I can't wait to get to 7.
I didn't really appreciate Harry Potter as much until I watched it again and for this.
Right.
Like, I didn't realize how, like, as a kid, it's like, whatever,
Right.
It's like, everyone likes it, I don't really like it. It is what it is, But now I'm, like, starting to appreciate it more, and, like, I would watch him again in the future.
I have to be, it's always on the Sci-Fi Channel, so let's go throw out to the Fire Channel. Yeah, because it is.
Or Freeform.
Both one or the other.
Yeah.
And every time I catch one of them, I always land up, and it's one of those movies, doesn't matter where it's at. I'll like go, Harry Potter, and I'll end up spending whatever's left a half hour.
Yeah.
And if the next one is on, I'll watch the next one. I'll be like,
yeah.
Because I get hooked, and the only one I don't catch enough is 7. Like I always see the first one of 7. I never see the second one, and it drives me crazy.
So 8.
Well, yeah.
Part 1 or part 2?
Yeah, I see part 1 all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't see part 2, and it drives me crazy.
Like where it finishes?
Yeah, and then I'm like, all I want... And, of course, once you get hooked, you're like, oh, yeah. So, and then the next one is like, some stupid, predator or something. And it's just like, come on, who doesn't play 2 after 1? Like, I don't know. I guess that's just me and my craziness.
I've never experienced that. I never watched him on TV anyway. So
You don't? I do. I am such a TV.
no, because I told you I didn't really like it. I just liked it because it was like my family's thing.
Like I told you, I got hooked. Someone brought me to one, and I was an ignorant fool. I was like, Harry Potter, stupid.
Yeah.
Literally sat down, my mouth open, going, that was good. I can watch the second one. And then second one was like, oh, now we got a little better. And then third, I was all done. Because then we got dark, and it was like, oh, yeah, this is it. And then I saw all of them except the last one in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because I don't read the books, and it was like...
Well, that's why you never watch it on TV either.
What?
Because you didn't watch it in the movie theater, so now it's not going to play on TV.
Oh, yeah, that's my luck. Give me another one of those facts.
All right.
Silly goose.
There's only one character in Harry Potter that's based off of a true person. Like a real life person.
Ron.
No.
No, I don't know.
It's a background character.
Really?
Well, I don't think he's that.
The guy who blows himself up all the time. I love that kid.
Nicholas Flamel.
Oh, the Sorcerer's Stone. The guy who made the Sorcerer's Stone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They can do that, huh? I got a little Harry Potter geek in me.
So you know the fact then? Or you just...
No, go ahead.
Okay. So he was a French businessman in the 14th century.
Oh, he's like a legit real person.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the only one based off a real person.
Wow.
Wait
a minute. Isn't the one who him and his wife discovered plutonium or something like that? Or utonium or something like that? Guess not. Go ahead. Move along.
I'm trying to read my facts.
Go ahead. Read your facts. Sorry.
After he passed, he developed the reputation of an alchemist and believed to have discovered the philosopher's stone and achieved immortality.
After he died.
After he died.
All right. So after this man died,
he lived 1330 to 1418. That's a long time for back then.
That is. That is a long time.
I did the math before.
We already established you went to public school. Don't make us look any more stupider.
88.
That is a long time, but you think
for
most
back
people
then.
died in their 40s.
Right. If they got there.
Yeah, that's old. That was old.
Yeah.
I'd be dead already. No, because there was no penicillin. There was no
medications. They didn't know anything about a body.
Pretty much all they did was, like, if you were sick, they drained you of your blood. Remember that? Like, they were like, oh, you need a good draining.
Right?
And you're like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. Can you imagine that? Living, like, knowing what
I try
you know
not
now?
to. I try not.
When the doctor comes in with one of those black masks, crows.
Right.
You know why they're built that way? Okay, see,
I think I do, but I need you to tell me again.
Okay, they have the goggles, and the long nose is filled with flowers and good smelling things.
I did not know that.
So because the plague would have like rotting skin and would smell red. So that long nose, that crow nose, is full of like great smelling like potpourri stuff, like like flowers and stuff.
I would die. The flowers would kill me before the plague.
Your allergies?
Yes.
You'd be like, I need a blood drain. I got allergies.
Oh my god, I got the plague. It's not funny, but it's funny.
Not funny. Well, it's funny because these people have been going for a long time now. But I don't think I would tell that joke back then.
No.
Go ahead.
Edinburgh in Scotland provided the
castle,
the inspiration of the series. That's where she grew up.
Wait a minute. Let's just put this straight out, and I know this fact for real.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go to castles, that's the only place you can go. Is Scotland, and once you step like 3 steps into Scotland, it's like castles. Like you automatically. That's a whole world of like castles and how you can't come up with magic. I mean, that's the other thing. How many people, especially in this one, were saying, Merlin's beard, great Merlin's beard. Like everyone kept saying that, and he's supposed to be the greatest wizard of all. And and they keep replying, they keep talking about him, and it's just and I kind of was funny because I always take it kind of like you know how some people say like religious stuff, and they'll say, oh, don't use the name, Lord, but they'll say like, you know, they'll say the religious thing. I felt like it's kind of like that, like you know, they great Merlin's beard, like almost like that type of like great saying like that. Mm-hmm. So, but give me another one of those. That's pretty good.
So do you know the Hogwarts motto?
No, right. I actually probably do. I just don't. I love how you kind of hide them. So
well, because you keep looking at them. I want your reaction. Okay. It's like you're cheating on him. I'm not going to say it in whatever it means, but it translates to never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Well, I actually, that's a probably good motto to have.
You gonna take it up for yourself?
Yeah, yeah, I try not to do that. That's definitely off my list.
But I think it means don't poke the bear, you know?
Yeah, I would take that as that too.
Yeah, but it makes sense though, because
right,
every door you open pretty much like there's trouble behind it.
Do they understand what this movie's about? Because I feel like the best line was said in this movie. Why is it always you three?
Yeah.
There's trouble. Why is it always you three?
Yeah.
And again, oh, you didn't watch it. We saw the whole, he was in plain clothes and everyone else was in stripes. It was driving me crazy again. I can't believe this movie.
I didn't look up the symbolism. I need to take notes because we got to do stuff. And then I forget that we got to do stuff.
Worst podcast ever.
Shannon, can you take notes for me?
I tell you, she's not watching.
Shannon!
She literally puts this on and then
she's
puts
like,
it down.
she probably has it mute too. Do we have sound today?
Yeah, imagine that. That's probably why no one's watching.
I think it's you.
It's me.
I'm just kidding.
It is me. I'm an old man trying to do something. Go ahead, what's the next one?
Did you know that there's 4 owls that plays Harry Potter's owl, Hedwig?
I believe that. I did. Oh, wait. I have a fact for you.
I bet I know it.
If you do, I'll be impressed. Do you know Harry Potter uses up to 10 wands a movie?
I didn't know that, but I thought you were going to
Just for the record, no notes. No notes.
Guess what? I'm a note person.
I know.
I write sticky notes and put them on the door because I will forget.
I know. I forget everything, though. I only know this because I literally was watching going, oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, guess how many rats played Ron's?
I don't know. I would imagine, I'm going to say 5.
There are over a dozen.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even feel like there was that many scenes.
I didn't think there were either.
I know.
But there's probably a lot of cut ones that they had to...
Cut ones? What? Oh,
well,
scenes that were cut? Oh, like scenes that
either
were cut?
Scenes that were cut or when you retake them or whatever, you know.
Now, he doesn't have his rat now, though.
No.
Because
Scrabbers.
He's a human now.
Yeah.
So, do you ever wonder what animal he chose after that? Because you need an animal.
Does it look like
I love the big sigh, and you look at me like, yeah, I don't care.
I don't know.
I wonder why I don't know why people don't listen to us. Wow, any more? Because I know you got a full page.
I got a page and a half.
I know. I'm giving you a moment here.
All right. The books have been translated into around 80 different languages.
I believe that. No, there's no doubt.
And she's sold over 500 million copies worldwide.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's no doubt. That is a great... I can't even imagine the movie's not... I'm sure there's what they call, 50 Harry Potters? Because each... I don't know if you know this. If an actor has a movie in another country, the voice actor that will now take his place...
Oh, yeah.
...becomes his voice actor forever type of thing.
Yeah.
So, let's just say, I don't know any other actor, but this one Spanish actor,
yeah,
he does Harry's part. He does Harry Potter all the way through. That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
And then anytime Ratcliffe does anything.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Nobody's talking today. Everyone's being quiet on the live.
Because Shannon's not part of it.
I told you Shannon doesn't watch us.
She was talking before.
No, she'll come back right at the very end. She's like, "Yep, time's up."
Right. Let's go. Did you know that there's a secret character in the newspapers?
No.
So it's only in the movies.
Okay.
It's not in the books at all.
Okay.
So the person who made the newspapers she makes newspapers for like every movie, or not every movie, but like she'll make the newspapers for specific movies and make them like as if it were actually part of like what's happening and
happening
stuff.
in the news, yeah.
So if you read closely, which I don't know if there's any more newspaper scenes.
She finally went boo.
Oh, hi Shannon.
She finally walked into the room.
Right. I have so many questions that you didn't hear. But the character is known as the Ginger Witch. And she's a criminal who escapes her
first appearance.
Her first appearance was in The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Now, God, now I have to go watch these over again. I'm not.
Well, that sounds
I'm
like
not
your
crazy
problem.
about that.
Well,
Yeah,
you can watch them in 20 hours like I did.
Yeah, no way. I can't. I can't. I'd be sleeping. I'd be like, I have a hard time watching. See, the only good thing I like about these are right now, me rewatching them is because I feel like I thought I know what's going to happen, and when it doesn't happen, I go, wait, what's happening? And like I wake up, I get like, wait, what's happening here? I thought this was in this, but if I've seen the movie. Like, I know people who... we've talked about this. You do the same thing. Mm-hmm. You say you watch something over... Okay, ready for this? Shannon's watched Grey's Anatomy from episode 1 to now, like, 20,000 times. Mm-hmm. And I can't. Like, if I had to watch episode 1 and then go through a season, I can do it. If I had to start back at 1, I'm falling asleep halfway through it. Because I know what happens.
So how come you can watch this movie over again and get excited about it, but not the show that you watched?
Well, first of all...
And why don't you look for those hidden things?
Okay, first of all...
Now I'm coming at you.
Yeah, no, come at me.
Like, why can't you do that
first of all, shows? I can rewatch this because I don't watch them I haven't watched them since the last time I watched them. I know you're going to be like, what does that mean? Like...
Yeah. For what?
So let's say a year. Yeah. Like I can watch something yearly, easily.
Okay. So.
Oh, see, yeah, sure, yeah. She has both of her kids watching Grey's. I know she just wrote.
Very popular.
She said, I'm sure have, and I actually watched all of Grey's like 5 times. But I know she has her kids watching it now, so they get super addicted. Yeah. But so I can go to movies. I can watch it. When it comes out, I can watch it because I haven't watched it for what would you say, almost a year by the time it comes out on Netflix or anything on TV or anything. And then I can watch it again because I feel like, okay, I didn't watch it. Now, when I watch it the second time, my goal is to try to see the stuff I didn't see the first time. Mm-hmm. So I'm automatically could give 2 flyings about Harry. I give 2 flying. Like, I all of a sudden look at the background people.
Yeah.
Like I talked about like them all standing there. Like I was watching Snape the whole time. I was watching like it's all those little things. Like I'm always watching those things. And then if I watch it on TV, and I was just talking about catching it, I always seem to catch it at a certain part. I can watch it from that part, but I might have not be able to watch it from the very beginning. Because I'm only going to watch a half an hour of it or an hour of it. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I like this movie. I can watch this. Like, and I'm like, okay, knowing that I'm only at A, if you will. Now,
see, I put on movies for background too. It's not like I'm watching. Why? It's like music.
Yeah, I can't. I'm so weird like that. I can't because 2 things will happen. A, the movie will drag me in, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't really want to watch this, but it's on. Especially if it's a movie like I really, really like. Mm-hmm. Like these are the type of movies. Like I could not watch the first one, but if the 4th one came on, I probably could get like,
Well, I put on movies that like like say like Disney movies or whatever.
Right.
So they like I've seen them. I know what's gonna happen.
Right,
like
right.
whatever, and like sometimes I'll put them on to go to bed because now Kelsey got me into sleeping with the TV on.
Can't do it.
And so I can fall asleep to it on, but if I wake up and the TV's still on, it needs to be shut off.
My problem is the TV wakes me up.
Yeah,
I'll fall
sometimes,
asleep,
yeah.
I'll fall asleep, and then I'll hear the la 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 la, and my brain goes, "Why are we hearing la 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 la?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever
Yeah.
it is, because was it? I'm trying to think of the last thing I fell asleep to. Oh, I was watching the Olympics. I was.
I thought you were gonna say us.
I literally was at a moment where I couldn't go to sleep. Like it was, I believe it was 2:00 in the morning. Couldn't go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my problem was. I was wide awake, and so I turned around, and I was watching the Olympics, and I started to doze off on the couch because I was on the couch because I was so wide awake.
Yeah.
Fell asleep, and then I hear da 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 da, and I wake up, and I roll over kind of deal, and I see the that 14-year-old Olympic diver who like breaks all the record, and I land up watching, like woke me up, and I was like, I can't go to sleep because I want to see, because she had already done one dive and had a perfect 10, and that had never been done before.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I want to see this, and she's going up next. So I saw the second dive, perfect 10. So they were like, oh, the next one. So I'm wide awake now. It's now 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I should be sleeping, but because I couldn't sleep, and then because I heard something about breaking Olympic record, and my brain went, what's that? Mm-hmm. That's why I can't have TV on, because when I go to bed, I don't need complete silence. I just no noise, because the littlest thing will make me go, what?
Yeah. I'm a light sleeper, so like the smallest things wake me up. So if it's summer now, so we have the ACs going, but in the winter I sleep with white noise because I can't. I wake up to everything.
See, this is my problem. We need to talk about this because this is one of the things about I have this fear, and I've been having this lately.
Uh-oh.
I know. We're gonna save this for the other thing.
Save it for later.
Yeah, because I have the stupid fear. Oh, by the way, Talon writes it, which is a son, not a daughter. So.
The Dementors were based off of Rowling's dementia.
No, I know it's of the kings.
It's depression.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the dead kings.
No.
Because they were the same way with the black cloak and the ghost.
No, you tell me about that.
You know Lord of the Rings?
I didn't watch it.
Moving on.
We'll do that one time, I promise.
No, it's fine.
No, because then you'll get my true... Like, because I've never seen them, so then I can talk about them. And I can't just, like, watch them all at one time. Or I won't do them.
You will not watch those at one.
No.
Those are, like, over 3-hour movies.
I don't know if I can commit then. I haven't watched Hamilton because it's 3 hours. Okay, hold on.
I can't watch Hamilton because they sing, and I go, I can't. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that music, to be honest with you.
They rap.
Yeah, I don't like it. Not because I don't think it's good. I just don't care for that. So
I can watch TV shows all day. Mm-hmm. Put me in a 3-hour movie, I can't do it.
Yeah, but it has to be something. See, for me, again, this is the same thing I keep talking about. And I talk about this on a broken record. I feel like when it's something you love or something you're really committed, you can watch anything. I mean, this is like the same thing with this podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've been listening to? Like, because
are you listening to podcasts now?
You've kind of opened up my thing, but I've been watching video podcasts. Like, it's people like us talking, but instead of just having things, it's a video.
Yeah.
I watched a whole thing on.
Who'd you watch?
Mae West, and you're like, I don't know who Mae West is. It's golden age TV stars, and their scandals. And I just got hooked, and I've listened to 4 hours worth of stuff. It's like all these.
I've been watching a lot of documentaries on celebrities.
That's basically what it is. It's about people that it's way past my time. Like, you know, like basically, I believe she died. She lived up to, I think it was like 80 or 90 years old, and she died in like 81. Like, you know, like, and her big things were in like the 30s and stuff, like where we're really pushing here, like the 20s and the 30s. Like she basically was one of the few people that went from like silent films to like talkies almost. I mean, like that type of stuff, like that.
Yeah.
And again, I always think to myself, like, if you care, you're going to listen. If you don't care, you're not going to listen. Just like we laugh about, like, I can look at this thing all the time and it'll be like one person watching on it live, and then the next time we'll go and there's like, there's 8 people, and there's 8 people go, oh, this is interesting, and then halfway through it going, yeah, not really that interesting. I know all this stuff already.
Yeah.
There's always someone who's like, that's why I think podcast or YouTube is. Like, see, oh my gosh, let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
My son, when he was 13, loved to watch people play video games. Okay?
I don't get it.
I play video games. Not a lot. I play video games. I do not want to watch someone play the game unless I am stuck on that part and I need them to show me how to play the game.
Yeah. Kelsey says she does it so that she can, like, for that, like, she can, people have different, what's the word I'm looking for? Tactics?
Yeah, tactics, yeah.
Yeah.
I do watch one thing, though.
What do you watch?
There is a young man. I don't know who he is, so I don't want to say his name wrong or give him bad press. But I love this man. He loses his, like, brains. And I always think to myself, that's me. Like, he'll land somewhere, dies.
Yeah.
Like, he'll go into everything, he's the first one dead. And I always think to myself, at some point, I'm like, okay, you're A, this bad, or B, this is your gimmick. Like,
yeah.
And he just loses it. And I always think to myself, that's so me back in, like, with Nintendo, with Super Mario. I'm like, Jeff, I hit jump.
You should sit in with Kelsey during one of her streams.
Oh, no. Poor girl.
Average_savage1, by the way, on Twitch. There you go, Kels. I know you don't watch, but
I literally lose my
But I think you need to
brain.
be there and just, like,
brain when I play
not mediate, but, like, just put your 2 cents in.
Yeah, because I don't.
Because she'll scream at the top of her lungs, like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
I had the best time. My best time is I had a friend who he would play, and I would just sit there, and I would have, like, the map or something, or it'd be like, and so I never played, and he played, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a big war person. I know everyone likes games and shooting, and I'm not really too big into that stuff.
I need a storyline.
Like, I'm kind of like a Final Fantasy type of guy, or that type of stuff. Like, like there's a storyline. Trust me, there's a storyline.
Okay.
I've cried at Final Fantasy.
That doesn't surprise me.
Okay. I cried. I'm okay. So I'm sitting there. And he's going along, and I'm yelling, and I'm going, no, don't go, don't go over there. And he's looking at me, he's like, I have never met anyone who's so passionate about, I'm like, yeah, because if I play it, I'm turning, and I'm like, because my hands and my eyes don't work fast enough. Because, like, he turns, shoots like a pro. I turn, see the guy, and, like, my gun goes up. The guy shot me 3 times. He's gone over, smacked me. He's choked me.
Kelsey had me do a...
He's, like, violated me. And I'm like, what the heck? I haven't even shot him yet.
Kelsey wanted me to try Overwatch one day, which is, like, one of those shoot 'em up games.
Yeah.
She had me do, like, the tutorial. And, like, there's a part where, like, the target doesn't move. And I still missed everywhere. And then it starts to move, like, the slowest part. I missed. And she just laughed at me. I'm like, this is why I don't like playing that game, because I can't do it.
The part that I can't stand ever is those tutorials, because they make those so easy. You're like, I got this. Oh, yeah. And
but I didn't.
The second you go out in the real world or the game world, air quotes, right? It's like this guy's coming at you 1,000 miles. You're like, shoot.
Yeah.
And they're like, reload. I'm like, reload? It's a video game. Like, why do I have to reload? Like, what is this, real life? Where am I, in Nam?
Nam?
Like, I hate this stuff. I do. My friend laughed at me. I was just getting so mad. I was like, this is worse than... Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you this.
Uh-oh.
We went to Six Flags the first time, Shannon and I get in this seat. Now, I don't care for rides, But you do things because you love somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll only do Disney rides.
No, yeah, so I said fine. So I sat in this seat, and we take off. Now it's not that bad of a ride. Like he shows, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's a roller coaster while you're spinning in like a teacup, and I'm screaming the whole time. Who pays for this? I ain't paid for this abuse. My stomach is somewhere
back there.
Back there. Meanwhile, my head's getting whiplashed around as I'm going up and down these things, and Shannon's having her the yay, and I'm like, someone shoot me.
I'm trying to think of like what roller coaster that'd be.
Oh my god!
Like I'm trying to imagine it.
Oh, so it's and of course we had kids sitting across from it because it was like 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And then the thing started to turn as the roller coaster.
So it's like an actual roller coaster.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster, and
around.
as you spin, now it's not like a roller coaster like a Batman type of giant roller. It's just a little tiny roller coaster. So you think to yourself, oh, this couldn't do anything harmful. Yeah.
Was it like the mousetrap one?
I don't even know. Listen, I don't even care.
I'm trying to just picture it.
I don't even care. Oh no, I did the Batman one. That was horrible too. Not the
I've never
the
been
little
Six
Batman.
Flags.
The Arkham wasn't it the Arkham or something with all the. Well, yeah, screw that.
I've never been there.
Oh, don't. Okay, if you don't like rides, don't go there. If
Hey,
you
did
love
you
rides, go there.
Did you know that Rowling almost killed Ron's dad?
Oh yeah, I would see that because in that dream that he had, remember the father got all messed up.
No.
Yeah, I remember not in the not this movie, but the last movie with the Oracle. The father got all messed up. I could see the father dying in that moment.
Well, she said she kept him because she's going to kill him in the Order of Phoenix, which is the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the one.
Yeah, she said that there were, in quotes, there are very few good fathers in the book. In fact, you can make a very good case that Arthur Weasley being the only good father in the series.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, Shannon, I have to read this. So Shannon writes he was such a chicken at Six Flags, which is true. Okay? So let's not BS anybody at this moment on our podcast or on the Goofy Geek Live. I am chicken. Okay? So the next thing she writes is all right, so I want to set it up. That Joker ride? They have this Joker ride where it does this thing. I think it was the Joker or the Riddler or something like that.
It just does this thing.
It just does this little thing, right? So Shannon's looking at it and she goes, I want to go on that. And I said, oh yeah, look. And at the time, it did one flip and these kids, that's it. It did one flip. Yeah. I said, oh look, it did one. I guess oh, it does one flip, watch. She goes, all right, I'll go on. It doesn't look that bad. He gets in the chair and he says,
you didn't go with her?
I didn't go with her. This thing was like, no, when, I'm going to put it this way. When it's the roller coaster that looks like the caterpillar, that's scary for me, okay?
Okay.
The 5-year-olds are like, come on. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
That's one of those irrational fears.
No, I just can't. Like, my stomach can't handle it. Like, I'll get off and just be like, my day's ruined. Like, I'll be sick all day. Because my stomach is like, do you know how old you are? What do you think, you're 20? Like, what are you, crazy?
But anyways, back to
she says, she wrote, he lied to me. It only flips one time, maybe twice. This thing, she says 5 times later, it did it like 100 times. This thing just went. I don't even know if it was the person she was sitting with or was that the fact of whatever the fact was. But her chair or her side of the chair didn't stop spinning the whole time. And she got off. She was so mad at me. Her face was so, that's it, pigs. She was so mad at me.
Oh my God.
And I was looking at her like, there was another ride she wanted to go on. She's like, I really want to go on. It's the only ride I haven't been on. Only ride I've never been on. That's her comment out of the whole Six Flags. It's the only ride I haven't been on. Let me just tell you, my line is, this is the only ride I've been on. So
I'll hold your purse.
Don't laugh. I was holding it proud.
I'm one of those where, unless
it's
it's Disney World, I'll go on the ride at Disney World.
Right.
There are a couple I won't do, but if it's like a fair or like something, right. I'm like, I'll hold that for you. Go ahead.
I've held her purse.
I'll pay for you. Go ahead.
Sat on the bench with another dad and go, "Yep, you're here because you're white." I'm like, "Yep, I'm singing." He goes, "Oh, you embarrassed?" Nope, neither am I. As we're holding their purse, like with the kid or something. Like, I was like, "I'll watch your kid just an excuse so I don't have to go on this ride." So, hey, Ian, you're a little late. That's all right, buddy. You can always rewatch the live. But so back
or listen to us on YouTube on Tuesdays.
Yes, we can do that too. So I'm sitting there, and so Shannon says, yes, this is what I'm going to talk about, Shannon. So it's the Goliath, right? So she's like, I've never been on this ride. So I said, well, you know what? It's the only ride you haven't been on. You have to do it. And she goes, yeah, I'm really nervous. It's all right. Go on it. It's all right. Totally supporting her, being a good boyfriend. Supporting her. I said, I'll stand right here, honey. I'll watch you. I felt like a grandma with their kid, like, go. You'll be okay. Go, honey, go. She gets off. She's like, I lost consciousness. I don't know why. She lost consciousness. She passed out. She doesn't remember half the ride. Like, it went up one side, and she says she doesn't remember. And I could see her head, like, kind of, like, down the whole time. And I just thought the ride was a lot. And she's like, no, I passed it. I lost consciousness.
Oh my God.
I was like, and that's why I don't ride anymore. Down here. She gets off. She's like, she's all dizzy. I'm like, you okay? And she's like, no, I lost consciousness. And I went, okay, I think we're done. Time to eat.
Well, not for nothing. Any ride that's based off of a superhero or like has a great name to it, no thanks.
The best.
You're gonna die.
The best is oh, wait a minute. Okay. So Ian writes, my wife tried to get me to go on the drop ride. I chickened out. Okay. I know we're totally going off
Tower Terror?
Tower Terror. I got a great story for this.
I can't do it.
I did it. I did it.
I did Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. I can't do that.
So, this is my... I know a lot of people don't know this about me, but I had... when in my 20s, I was a bad drunk. Very bad drunk. And I went to Disney with a best friend, and I probably was drunk 90% of this time. Mm-hmm. Which is, I don't promote this. I've been clean for a very long time. But
anyways,
but this is a great story. I have to tell it. So I went down to Disney. My best friend, who just passed away a couple of years ago, is 6'6". I'm 5'6" if I'm lucky. So
I've heard the story. I know
he's towering over me, and he says to me, "We have to do every ride at Disney. That's why we're here. That's our goal." So I say, "Fine, I'm doing it. Like I'm young. I'm doing it. I am 22 years old, and I am chickening, but I'm trying not to chicken out too much." I go up into the Tower of Terror. They sit me down. My friend sits right next to me. So he goes in first, actually. Then I go in the middle. And I am not joking you at all. I have never sat next to such a big man in my whole... This heavy-set man, which I do not want to make fun of him because he's heavy-set, but he was so big that when the bar to go down, it clicked, and it was nowhere next to my body. Okay?
And that's why I think everyone should have their own bar.
Right. Amen, sister. Because this is the truth. Ready for this, guys? There is a picture of me holding onto my friend's arm, like my head buried into his chest, and my leg straight up, because when it dropped, the bar wasn't even next to me, right, and I totally went out. So there's a picture of me holding on to my friend, like with my legs and my butt up, and I'm off the
How did they? I guess I can't really say anything, but
because they drop, they go back up.
But when they were checking anything,
oh no, they checked the bar because the bar didn't move.
I understand that, but they didn't.
But they didn't say, because my friend,
I guess you can't really say that.
Six something, so his knees were kind of like under the bar.
Yeah.
So when you walked by us quickly, it kind of looked like we were kind of like good to go.
Yeah.
Because I was the little guy, like in the middle, and here I am. I literally holding on to my friend, and he looked at me, he got so mad at me. He's like, "What the heck? People are looking at the picture." And there's my head, like buried
You have to show me this picture.
Oh, no, we don't have it. He wouldn't buy it. Oh, my gosh. There's like 5 pictures we couldn't buy because
There was one picture. I am practically in his lap. I am not joking.
For this ride or all of the rides?
What's that?
For all rides? Or
Not
just
all
this
rides,
one?
but there was like 4 that I just. Oh my God, I was such a chicken. I was literally in his lap for one, and he was so mad at me. Oh my God, God bless that guy. I love him like a brother. It was my best friend, but
Oh my God.
he was so mad. He was yelling, "You know what they're gonna think?" And I was like, "I don't care. I almost died." Literally, my butt was totally off the seat. No, I'm totally off the seat.
I remember that story being different though. I thought you said it was somebody like a stranger you didn't know.
Yeah, no, yeah. The heavyset man, I didn't know. Ryan is the guy I knew, so I was in the middle. The heavyset man, I had no idea who he is, and I was so
Oh,
mad.
okay. I was confused. I thought you said your friend was.
No, my friend's 6'5". I'm 6'6". And then a heavyset man sat next to us, so I was sitting in the middle.
Okay,
So the heavyset guy, the bar goes down.
Gotcha, yeah.
And locks. My other friend is so tall because when he sat down, his knees went, I would say, like on the other side of the rail. So it looked like, oh, that's pretty good on him. And then I,
the little child
lost in space, in the middle going, no.
At least you didn't hang on to the other guy.
I didn't care. I would have hang on to anybody at that moment. Like when I don't know if you've ever had that, but when you take off and your like whole body lifts up, that's the scariest thing in the world. When
I gorilla grip everything.
Gorilla grip.
I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. And like my body hurts at the end of the day because I've been
Like,
white knuckling everything.
oh no. I gotta tell you, I am the worst at that stuff. Like
We'll have to have a podcast where we just talk about our
crazy rides.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some bad ones.
Do you?
There's someone I remember. My son wanted to go on ride, so I took him on the tilt-to-whirl. I can do that one, but I could always do that when I was younger. Like the spinning I could do. I did that in my 30s, and I got out. My dad says, "Are you okay, Niles?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." He's like, "You're white. Like, you don't even have blood in your body." I was not okay.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get... And that's actually when I stopped. I knew I was done.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a certain age where your brain just can't spin around like that anymore. I don't know.
I would say so.
I don't know. I was really bad. I was like, and I remember the girl I was dating at the time took him up on the Ferris wheel, and the whole time he wanted to move.
No.
Like, don't move it. And he'd be like, "Dad, I'm trying to move it." She's like, "Don't move it.
Oh my God.
She comes off crying. He kept trying to rock it.
No. I don't. I did the Ferris wheel once.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And I literally had a panic attack on it. And Kelsey's like, "Just look at me. Just look at me. Just look at me." I'm like.
And the worst thing is, the Ferris wheel
I almost
goes.
cried. I think I did cry.
Like, it doesn't go
It
anywhere.
doesn't go anywhere. It's just
that
so
it goes
high up.
so
And then when they load and
they
unload,
stop, and then it's like,
yeah.
and like that
And it's
jerk.
just like
and
moves
then
a
you do
little
that
bit.
little swing, and you're just like, "Yep, I'm gonna die right now."
Yep. She's like, look out.
Look
It was like
Look at your beautiful tombstone.
well, it was a sunset.
Oh,
So she's
yeah.
like, look at the sunset, or look at me. I'm like, I can't.
You can't.
I am going to pass out. Like I can't. Like I did it for her, and that was one time,
Yeah.
and now it's it.
And now you're like, every time you're like, hey, you remember that when I went on the Ferris
Right.
wheel? That's good.
Right. That's it.
I did the, I remember one thing. Oh, I love this moment. I hope Shannon's listening, because I'm going to totally
Shannon!
throw her right her under the bus.
Beep beep.
So you know that ride that you get on, and it's a full circle? And it goes, it goes up one way, and then it goes back another way, and it goes back another way, and then eventually.
Yeah.
So
Hell no.
I tell her, we go up, and she goes, "Oh," I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Oh, I'm going to watch it, because then when I watch this ride, I'll figure out how to, I'm going to judge it." Like, so in her head, she's thinking that it goes like 3 ways to the left, 3 ways to the right, then goes all around. And so I say, "Shannon, it doesn't work that way. It goes by the weight."
Yeah.
And it depends on how much weight you're going to do, when you're going to do it. She says, "That's not how it is. I've been watching it, and it goes
one way left, one way right, one way left, one way right, like 3 times, and then it goes in a full circle. And I said, no, that's not how. Yeah, she just says, yep, I was way off on that one. So
Ruh-roh.
I said to her, that's not how it works. She goes, that's how it works. So we had this little tiff in the middle of Six Flags because I was telling her that's not how it works. She goes, she knew. She gets on it, and it doesn't do anything she expects it to. She's sitting there, and you can see her. It goes left, right, left, and it goes all the way to the top, and you can see her face. You can see her. She's leaning forward, thinking they're going to go all the way around, and she goes flying back, and you can just tell she is not expecting it, and her face just goes... And the worst thing is that's the exact moment you're like, ha ha.
Right?
Told you.
Yep.
And it goes flying back, and poor Shannon, she gets off. Not a word. Don't say a word.
How did we get onto this topic?
Oh, because I don't know. We're goofballs. Hey, this is the first
Whatever.
one. Go ahead. Tell me another Harry Potter.
I'll do one more.
Okay.
Rowling. What's
Rowling.
her name? Rowling.
Rolling.
She wrote a sketch of the final chapter of the final book
Mm-hmm.
during the first book.
Oh, I
Like
see
she
that, yeah.
she already knew like what was gonna happen.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I know a lot of people that do that. I know that's one of the biggest things that I've heard. There are a lot of people who've said if you want to write a book, you write the very beginning and you write the very end, and then the middle stuff just becomes because you know where you have to go.
Yeah.
So any place you're going, you always know you have to get back to this point.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people that do that, and I would just imagine if you, it sounded like she had a goal that she was going to make. If I'm right, there was a point where she was like, I'm making 7 books.
Mm-hmm.
This is, like she was like, I'm making 7 books. And I'm not sure if that was after the 4th or the 3rd, but she was determined it was going to be, I'm going to make this many books. And so all she had to do was figure out how she was going to make it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been 20
I don't think
books.
she could have done less than that.
No, but she could have done more.
I feel like if she did more, it'd be dragging it out.
Well, the only way she could, I think there's one thing that could have made it a little bit more is if she had made, which deals with this movie actually, she had made Malfoy a proper villain. And not a chicken guy. And let's just say Malfoy goes to kill him, and he doesn't, like, he just, not because he's crying or having a hard time, but Snape kills him just because of what we know. Malfoy could have been like more involved in the, hey, this doesn't smell right.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have been a little bit, not, I wouldn't say like 3 more or 2 more, but it could have been 1 more book of like how Malfoy was kind of the left-hand man.
Yeah. I guess I can see that. Yeah.
And I'm not saying it could have been like but it would have been just enough.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I could think that you could do a little different to kind of, I don't want to say stretch it out, but have a different outlook of it.
Yeah.
Because of that. But that's the only thing that I could see it could be.
Yeah.
In my mind. Because if Malfoy was more badass, or you could have had a okay, so that was the 6th movie. This is the 6th movie. So let's say the beginning of the 7th movie or the 7th book, there's a blowout with Malfoy, and he has to defeat Malfoy before he can finish. Or let's say the snake is with him, or something else is with him, and he has to, or the brooch. Remember how the brooch isn't real? What happens if Malfoy had it and he had something to defend?
Yeah.
I think that could have been definitely a epic moment, because there would have been
two clashes of titans as we would have built up. Because let's face it, from the very beginning, we thought Malfoy was supposed to be his like nemesis.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I could see. She could have wrote because the seventh book is broken into 2 movies.
Yeah.
But if she had made another book, so it'd be 7, and then she would have broke into 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do it.
I think Kelsey's trying to come in right now, and the door's unlocked.
It's
Hello, beautiful.
Half. Hey. How you doing? Doing good. Say hi.
Say hi.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Pop in a little more. Keep going. Keep going.
Do you want a do you want a microphone? You gotta say hi to the podcast too.
You gotta say hi to the podcast too.
What do you have?
Hello, podcast people.
It's the better half.
Taco. Oh. All right.
Well, I think that should be what we're about that time.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. I'm going to throw a little thing here. The Goofy Geek Boutique. Thank you for our cups. And if you're going over to that page at 8:30, we have a little something special. If you like bows and stuff, just throw that out there just for today. I know the podcast people are like, what? No, it's not really for you guys, but the people on the live might be interested.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, you could always go back and look, right? Or do you?
Oh, no, this is a one-time deal right
it's a one-time deal.
This
Just
is a
kidding.
one-time
You can't
deal.
look.
This is it. This is the big time here.
Sorry.
I can
Gotta catch us live.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get a lot of trouble right now. So.
Well. Oh well.
So we're living life on the edge. Let me tell you. All right. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
We'll see you next Sunday, or if you want to just listen to the podcast, that's on Tuesdays. Have a good one. Bye.